Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Back with another 49ers roster countdown, and we've got a second-year sophomore player, Jaylon Moore, offensive lineman because he plays tackle and guard. The 49ers love this guy. Got a lot of work with the ones and twos throughout minicamp and OTAs. They just don't know where to put him. They drafted him. He played left tackle for Western Michigan. They drafted him and said they want him at guard, and then they played him at tackle. Now he's back to guard and tackle. They like him. They just don't know where the best spot is for him. So hopefully that can get resolved this year because that's going to be paramount in him finding his way into the starting lineup. You know, as a rookie, you can talk about redshirting a player and whatever else, but once you get to the second year, if you can't find a spot, then it becomes, okay, back end, backup only, and then before too long, they're usually out of the league. So we're going to be going through film, and before you walk away from this video, you're going to know more about Jaylon Moore than you ever wanted to, and it's going to be easy to root for him as we get going throughout the 2022 year. Now, let's throw up some film as we go through this. Talking about now, there's not a lot of, coaches tape out there for Western Michigan, so the tape here isn't the ideal. It's from a broadcast view, best we can get, but just not a lot of tape out there. So we have some more breakdowns up on Patreon. If you want to go check that out, just patreon.com/49ers Rush Podcast. Now, who is Jaylon Moore? Jersey number 76, 6'4", 311 pounds. He's a big boy. He's 24 years old, and he's entering into his second season. Now, he was raised in Detroit, Michigan. Stayed in Michigan for, his undergrad. He played for the Consortium College Prep just in Detroit, outside Detroit, Michigan. The Cougars, Zach Wilson would approve of the mascot greatly. Now, if you kind of look at his family, Michigan football has been in his family. His cousin, Timothy Ford, was a member of the Siena Heights University football program there in Michigan. It's just kind of where they are. Now, he majored in finance, another smart kid, son of Letitia Price and James Moore. Now, prior to going to Western Michigan, he played offensive and defensive line in high school and tight end. He had to gain 25 pounds his senior season to make the transition from tight end to left tackle. And PJ Fleck was his coach who recruited him. PJ Fleck's now the head coach of Minnesota, but referred to him as a hidden gem and really liked his promise overall. But he had to build into that body. So in 2016, his first year at Western Michigan, he didn't play at all. He didn't see any game action whatsoever. Then in 2017, his sophomore year, played in 5 games and played against some prominent teams, USC, Kent State, Idaho, some decent programs. And, it was interesting because it seemed like you weren't sure which way he was going to go. Then you get to 2018, started all 13 games, played over 1,000 snaps, helped his team, qualify for their 5th straight bowl season, which was a program record. They played in the Potato Bowl. 2019, again, second team All-MAC selection, started all 13 games, played 982 snaps. Then we got the 2020 COVID year, which he was second team All-MAC again. But, he only played 6 games because it was capped because of COVID and all those things. But he was on the preseason watch list for the Outland Trophy and was able to kind of bring a lot to that program. He didn't miss snaps. People that want to complain about the 49ers having all these injury-riddled players and whatever else, not him. And, he just played. That's really all he did. Now, if you look at his athletic profile and what he brings to the position, again, he's a big boy. You look at him, 6'4", 311 pounds, ran the 40 in a 5.27, not great. 3 cones, 7.77, not great. Vertical 30.5, pretty good. But there wasn't a lot there because he played left tackle and he was a zone scheme fit from the start, a perfect scheme fit. There's no doubt about that. But my draft write-up on him, again, this was before he ever took a snap in the NFL, what John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan said is that, they see him. He played every single snap at left tackle. I think he played 2,263 snaps at left tackle in his career. That's a lot of work. But they wanted him at guard. And a big reason why I thought that would also be the best spot for him is footwork's bad. Footwork gets exposed on the outside at the tackle position. And I think that's been the issue for Jaylon Moore. Can he correct that? If he cannot correct that, he is a guard-only player. The 49ers, even though they drafted him and said long-term he will be a guard, they're still working him out at tackle. Now, in minicamp, he worked with the first team at right guard and then second team at right tackle. So who knows where he's going to end up. Knee bend and hip flexibility are really, really bad. Again, more things pointing to guard. His hands are the best part of his game. You know, one of the things you look for in O-linemen and D-linemen is heavy hands. When they put their hands on the opponent, does it do something? He rocks people. You see the helmets pop back consistently. Gets very good work and momentum on down and combo blocks. He moves people. Heavy-footed, but great success with zone blocks. Remember, this was a former tight end. So I wrote in my pre-draft write-up, needs to sit for a while, but easy to see he will have success at the next level. And again, you know, you look at what he was able to accomplish in his 3 key years of starting. Gave up a total of 7 sacks over the course of 3 years. And again, that's 2,200 snaps. He gave up 7 sacks. Played really, really well. Now, his athletic and player comps, Eldon Jenkins, Robert Hunt, Taylor Moton was 100% spot on, who also played at Western Michigan as well. So similar scheme, all those things. Like, that's who he can be. All those guys are kind of guard/tackle players. You want him to be a tackle because it's worth more. It's a bigger premium position. But I think this will be his last year at tackle. I think he's going to fail inside. Not that that's a bad thing. The 49ers drafted him in the 5th round, pick number 155 overall. Now, he did get some playing time last year for the 49ers. Had 3 starts, played in 7 total games. Now, even though it says 7 total games, really only played 4 meaningful games or snaps. The rest, he was helping out in special team, you know, extra point, things like that. So offensive snaps, he got 145 and 12 special team snaps. Now, went through his Pro Football Focus grades and kind of analytics and all of those things. He finished with a 61.9 run block grade, which we always knew he's going to be a better run blocker than a pass blocker, especially at the tackle position, which is what he played last year. Had a 56.1 pass rush grade. Well, okay, let's throw some numbers behind that. He had 72 pass blocking snaps. Out of those, he allowed 1 sack, 1 additional quarterback hit, and 3 hurries on 72 snaps. Not great. And let's just be really honest. When Mike McGlinchey went down, the 49ers basically had an open competition that we got to watch between Tom Compton, the vet, and Jaylon Moore, the rookie. And they alternated quarters. And so Moore got the first shot, then Compton, then Moore. And they did this for basically 5 quarters. Week 10 versus the Rams, and then week 11 versus the Jags. Compton was clearly better. Beat them outright. And just literally beat them so bad, they squashed it. And so Compton started for the rest of the year and did really well. Really surprised. I was pissed when Tom Compton made the squad on the initial 53, but he proved me wrong, and that's okay. He played very, very well. Now he's getting paid elsewhere. Now, Trent Williams goes down later on in the year, and not Jaylon Moore. They send in Colton McKivitz, who didn't play very well, didn't play bad. But again, where do the 49ers hold Jaylon Moore? Because they do like him. They really, really do. Just he hasn't found his spot yet. He hasn't taken control and just said, this is where I belong. Again, took all first team reps at right guard, second team snaps at right tackle. Here's the thing that you got to watch for as we move forward in this training camp and, you know, where he's going to fit. Because he's not a lock for this roster. I do think that he will make it, but he's not a lock. There's 3 guys, Justin School, Colton McKivitz, and Jaylon Moore. They're battling for that number 3 spot. If he can't win the number 3 outside tackle spot, now he's in trouble. Because there's no way he's beating out Daniel Brunskill at right guard, or if Brunskill moves to center, maybe then. But then you got the rookies, Spencer Burford, Nick Zakill. He's got competition everywhere. And this has been the 49ers' entire MO for the 2022 season, sorry. Somebody's got to show it. It doesn't matter. Draft pedigree, 49ers have shown they don't care about that. Look at Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell. Don't care. You got to show it. It's Jaylon Moore's time. Is there a possibility he is cut? Yeah. Not likely, but he's got to show it. Can he be ahead of School? Can he be ahead of McKivitz? And if he can't be ahead of those guys, you got to be ahead of those rookies, Spencer Burford and Nick Zakill. You just have to. There's no doubt about it. So he's going to make this team spot starter. I mean, there's a chance he starts week 1 if Mike McGlinchey isn't healthy and he can beat School, but I don't know if he can. So we're going to have to see. But that's Jaylon Moore. He's got a lot to prove this year. I want to say thank you to Anthony and Josh for the executive producers. They're doing all the research on this whole series. Thank you guys. Appreciate all you do. And for us, man, we're just going to keep counting them down.